What if you could date that thing you're most passionate about and, I don't know, turn it into a movement? In this explainer, we are going to break down a really powerful framework for creating real, actual impact in the digital world. So, just ask yourself this. What is your passion? And more importantly, do you want to build something from it that doesn't just support you, but actually makes a difference? I bet for most of us, the answer is a huge yes. But, here's the tough part. Great ideas and the best intentions, they often just get lost in all the noise. They just kind of fizzle out. So the real question is, how do we cross that canyon between having a good idea and making a genuine, lasting impact? Well, the solution might be in thinking about a totally new kind of role for people who want to create change. The framework we're looking at says it's all about becoming a tracer, which is a whole new way to think about how ideas can spread and grow in our connected world. Okay, I know, tracer sounds a little academic, right? But just think of it like this. A tracer is someone who creates a perfect, super easy to follow recipe. They act on their own, they post that recipe online, that's their digital trace, and they give everyone else the instructions to make it for themselves, and maybe even improve on it. To really get what a tracer is, you have to understand the two things it's made of. It's this cool combination of being an upstander and a generator. This is a great way to look at it. On one side, you've got the upstander, the person who inspires. Think about the parkour artist. He completely changes the way you see the world around you. And on the other side, you've got the generator, the person who enables. The inventor doesn't just show you a cool prosthetic hand, he gives you the code so you can print your own. A tracer does both. They inspire and they enable. It's brilliant. So let's dive into the first pillar of this whole framework, the autonomous act. This is where it all kicks off, with your individual idea and your action. So what exactly is an autonomous act? Well, it's that thing you create or do that's driven purely by your own purpose, your own curiosity. You're not doing it for a boss or a client, you're doing it for a community. It's that very first step you take totally on your own terms to put something new out into the world. And for this act to really work, it's got to follow 3 simple rules. First, it starts with you. No permission slip needed, no committee approval. Second, it can't be a secret. It has to be public so people can actually find it. And third, it has to be valuable. It needs to offer something precise and useful that solves a real problem for somebody out there. Okay, on to our second pillar. Your act is out there, so now what? Where does it go? Well, it needs the right kind of environment to spread. Now, to get this, you have to think about ants. Seriously, they build these incredibly complex colonies without a single meeting, no Slack channel, no emails. How? Their secret is that they communicate indirectly by leaving these little chemical traces for other ants to follow. This idea is called Stigmergy, and it's so powerful because it's change that happens from the bottom up, without any central command telling everyone what to do. So here's how that works in our world. You leave a trace, a tutorial, a bit of code, a new method. That trace then sparks someone else to act. And before you know it, this big, complex, coordinated thing happens, and no one ever had to directly manage any of it. It's amazing. This environment where ideas spread like that is called a reproducible domain. Think of it like a digital public square. It could be an open source platform like GitHub, a creative community like Behance, or even a super niche subreddit. It's basically any place where people can find your idea, check it out, and build on it themselves. And the really cool thing about these domains is that they're totally open. There's no boss, no hierarchy, no one's in control. And this is so key. Your idea, your trace, is the only thing that matters. Not your job title, not how old you are, not where you come from. It's a pure meritocracy of ideas. Okay, so you've acted and you've put your trace in the right environment. Now for the final huge pillar. How do you make it really take off? How do you scale it? This is where modern digital platforms come in and just supercharge the whole process. I'm talking about YouTube, Instagram, GitHub, you name it. These scalable platforms are like these powerful matching engines. They use algorithms to sort through millions of traces and connect the most valuable ones with the exact people who need them the most. Now, this is really important. It's so easy to get caught up in what we call vanity metrics. Likes, follows, they make you feel good for a minute. But a tracer focuses on impact metrics. How many people actually replicated your work? How many took it and modified it to solve a brand new problem? That is where real community change happens. So how do you scale this thing effectively? Well, First, you have to laser focus on the specific audience that really needs what you've created. Then, you've got to learn the language of the platform. What does its algorithm actually reward? And finally, you just have to commit to quality and consistency. Real impact is a marathon, not a sprint. All right, so let's bring this all home. When you combine your autonomous act, the reproducible domain, and the scalable platform, you can actually define your entire mission in a single, powerful sentence.
Just look at this example from Jason Paul. It is crystal clear. He shares tutorials, that's the trace. He shares them with parkour enthusiasts, that's the domain. And he does it on his social media accounts, that's the platform. See how clean that is? Or how about Gino Tubaro's trace? He shares codes for prostheses, that's the trace. With people who have 3D printers, that's his audience in the domain. On open source sites, that's the platform. You can see the pattern, right?
And it's not just for tech or hobbies. This works for social causes too. A public art campaign is the trace, art galleries are the audience, and a website is the platform. This framework is just incredibly versatile. You can use it for pretty much any kind of change you want to make.
So at the end of the day, a powerful trace statement just boils down to answering 3 simple questions: how you share, what you share, and with whom. If you can answer those clearly, you've basically got a mission statement for your impact. And that brings us right to the final and most important question, the one I want you to take away from all this. Look at your own unique passion, your own expertise, and just ask yourself, what is the trace that only you can leave on the world?